Welcome everyone, it's Fury here and I'm bringing up another tutorial video in creating RPG game from scratch. And as always, check this website for more tutorials. So where we finished last time was here, struggling a little bit with this slots, the slots algorithm to create them automatically, so we don't have to go into Flash anymore. So we can see everything from within the Cryengine. So as you can see, I ordered it to have 5 slots, but it still has 8 slots. So what we've got to do, oh shit, what we've got to do here would be if I is less than slots length, then oh shit, then create these slots. So that's pretty much all we needed to do. So now you have 5 slots in here. Or you want to have this actually will be called from Cryengine. So from Cryengine, you're gonna be able to like create number of slots that you want. You want to have 9. You want to have 10 slots. Then obviously so on and so on and so on. So if I want to have 120 slots, obviously it's gonna be a lot, but they can't even fit in here. So we initially wanted to have like 20 slots, which is cool. I think it's alright. Okay, so we got initially we got this normal slots stuff. If the video is lagging or something, it's because I'm rendering some other video in here to upload, which is previous part of this video. Okay, for variable, yeah, in this case we're gonna just have we now we have to do the same thing with the quick access slots, but they're gonna be much easier than this. So they're gonna be just in one line, so it's gonna be like on the bottom over here. So we want to also be able to define, but they're not gonna be have any more lines than one. They're gonna be just have to be counted next to each other. So let's do variable quick slot initial position x. The reason why I'm doing it is because okay, actually I can comment this out and I'm gonna show you why I'm doing this. So basically we're gonna go for variable I0, I is less than quick slots, length, and I plus plus. So quick slots I equals new slot, quick slot, let's say, so it's gonna have unique name, although index will be also the same. So now let's do like 500, yeah, and 990. So these slots are gonna be on the bottom, but you can see you have one slot only. But the truth is that there is like 3 of them, but they are all at the same place. So we wanna, let's run once again. We wanna have each of them next to each other like this. So we tell him to have 3 slots, but the tricky thing is that we would like to have them in the middle of a screen. So no matter if I have 10 of them, 3, 5, or whatever, we still want to have them in the middle of a screen, so they do not start from here or from here. This is very simple to do. Basically, we're gonna create an initial position for the first one, and the rest of them will be just plus 90. So 960 is the middle of a screen because our project size is x. It's 1920. So it's the half of it is 960. We're gonna grab half of the screen position, and remove from that the size of the whole of the left half of the slots. So it's gonna be 90 because slot plus his um, you know, distance between them. Quick slots length divided by 2. So basically what it does is each slot have this size, which is 80 plus 10 as a distance, and then we go quick slots length, so how many slots is there in general, divided by 2, so half of these slots times, so if you have 5 slots, then it's gonna grab 2.5 slots times 90 and 960. So here we're gonna put quick slot initial position plus I times 90, and that should do. So we have 3 slots in the middle of a screen. If I tell it to have like 6 slots also in the middle of a screen, like 10 will be maximum, I guess. It's also in here. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, that's pretty much what we wanted. But I guess we would just call it init slots. Guess it's better name because we're not clearing them. Okay, that's it. So we got these slots. So we're gonna be able to create, number of them from the Cryengine now by calling this initialize and defining number of slots, which is pretty cool because we don't have to go back to the Flash anymore. Okay, so we got slots, but that's just a little thing. We want something more. We want to be able to actually we want to be able to actually, have items in the slots and stuff like this. So apart from initializing this, let's maybe do some simple label on the top of it. So, let's do static variable like inventory label text field. So let's do inventory label equals was that a root attach? No, it wasn't attach, it was new. Holy shit, I actually forgot. Text, create text field. Instance will be doesn't matter this name. Depth, root, get next highest depth, then x. Let's do 1100 for now. Size of it, guess 100, and height 20 or 30, maybe 30. Okay. Environment, text, inventory. See if it shows up or not. It's probably showing up, but without the. So we would have to have, few more things. Let me take a look at this on my help directory. Where the hell is it? UI products. All right, I got it here. Okay, so we have this label over here, and yep, this dot. Okay, text label, and the other thing variable label properties, let's call it. It's gonna be text format, new text format. It's actually, this is the modification that you can apply to the text field, which we're gonna use. So label property, color, white, which we don't have it yet, but just gotta create one. And the white color is here. That's how white color. I just, you can do this in there, but obviously if you want to use white more than one time, it's good to have it over there. So yeah, that's number one. Apart from color, we want to have label properties, size. So 30 for now. We'll see how it goes. And now we're gonna do environment label set text format, and it's gonna be label properties. See if it actually works. Okay, it's right here. You can see it, but it's like too big for the size of the text field. I know it would be easier if we had some visual editor, but that's what I'm working on. The UI Fury application will be something like that, but even easier. So X, Y, and oh yeah, actually we can do something different. Let's do environment label auto size true. So we want, no matter what size you put here, it's gonna fit to to have this size over here. Okay, so we have inventory. As you can see, it changes the cursor for this bar, so we also wanna make it selectable false, so we don't have this stupid cursor anymore. Alright, so we want to put it on the top in here. We want to put it over there somewhere, like here. So let's move it to the left. The first one's 1600. Let's see how it goes. Nope, a little bit more maybe. 1700. A little bit less. Yeah, so that's what it takes. 650 maybe. So that's what it takes if you don't have visual editor for this. But since we have to work on the free software, that's what it takes to create those things. So it's pretty fucked up, because for people who is just you don't have, not all of us have money to buy Adobe stuff and stuff like this, which is pretty expensive, and this is like cutting somebody's wings. There's a lot of very creative people that can't have access to these things because they don't have money, and this is just waste of their talent. Yeah. So the beginnings in this industry is very hard. We got this inventory. It's you could change the font. To change the font of it, you would have to put new font into library, and also do the same thing, add to library, and then you can do exactly the same as they did with the slots. So you go library slot PNG, or you're gonna have, and font, to change font you would have to change it over here with label properties font, and then you go like equals library my font, whatever the name of your font is, and TTF. That's it. But I don't have any extra fonts, so let's leave it like this. Also, one more thing, if you don't do this, it's most likely not gonna show up in Cryengine. So yeah, embed fonts. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, it's not showing up now here. So let's just remove it for now. We'll see. If it does not show up in Cryengine, then this is gonna help if we unlock this. So let's leave it for now. And what else? What we've got? We've got this stuff in here. Um, let's try to add some item. So let's do public function add item. And item is gonna be defined by name. So let's do name string and ID from Cryengine, ID number. So you're gonna make sure that the IDs are completely unique because they are unique in Cryengine. So cool. Yeah. So add item. What is gonna take? Adding item. I think the best way to do this, we would create another ActionScript class to create the item. But before that, we're gonna just go into our folder and actually whatever it was, we're gonna go into our project. Where the hell are you? It was RPG something. Yeah, here. Assets / UI inventory library, and we're gonna grab this slot and edit it here. And don't be worried about that. To get some message from. Okay. The slot size is um, 8480. So we're gonna use a slot as a reference. So do another layer over here. So we'll be creating the slot the item. Let's say some item will be like what item do we want to have? Let's say our sword, which is called how was it? Blade of Fury. Cool. Blade of Fury looked like a cricket stick, so let's draw a cricket stick. I'm actually gonna do some weird looking piece of shit. Like this. Oh no, wait. So it's a sword. It was supposed to be sword, so let's keep it swordish. Okay, like this. I know it looks slightly like a cock, but doesn't matter. And like this, and like that. Okay, cool. Let's make it just a 1 or something. Okay, it looks shitty enough for me. Fine, it's cool. It's cool sword. Yeah. So it's gonna look like this. Do we want to for it to have any background? Well, I don't think so. So, hello, yes. Okay, let's do this. Let's do new layer and let's create some a background for it. So colors, and let's do this doesn't matter. Let's do something like, okay, let's do black one maybe instead of white, and just you know, do, let's close it maybe. Okay, so the background of the item would be like not black completely, but just really slightly here. So let's do export as, and let's do blade. Let's do blade of fury. It's not case sensitive, so does not matter if you do, you know, big cases or capital cases or not. Let's get back into this. So you have to add it to the library now, compile it, and we're gonna create another class who's gonna be handling our item. Alrighty, item. I'm gonna move it clip, so let's do variable. And remember not to do static variable, because this is gonna be the same for all objects, so all items would be the same then. Item, move a clip, and we initialize item, obviously the same like with the slot, almost the same. Instance name, string, ID, number, and let's do slot itself. So now item, root, attach movie, then ID is gonna be this path to this stuff. So let's do yeah, we actually have to do something extra here, so let's do like library dot plus or just do name, name plus dot png. Then name itself would be a name plus ID, and depth root get next highest depth. Let's change this into name of the item. Okay, cool. And now the thing is that we're actually assigning some slot to it right away, so let's do let's create another variable here, variable slot slot equals slot. Okay, so now so let's do slot. Okay, let's do like this. Let's do item x equals slot x, and item y equals slot y. Or we could let's do something different. Let's create another maybe method in the slot instead of this. So we're gonna do public function attach item, and let's do like item, and here variable item. And the very beginning, when the slot is created, then item equals null. Okay, so now item equals item, and then item damn it, item x equals slot X, and item Y equals slot Y. So now we can remove it from here and just simply one more thing. We also gonna do this, like item slot equals this, which is this slot in here. So we don't need any of this. So let's do slot attach item this. Does it compile? It does. So let's now just do a quick test of it. Initialize, and after we will add item. Name was Blade of Fury, and ID 0, doesn't matter at the moment, at least. Our Blade of Fury does not seem to show up. Oh yeah, because I didn't do anything here. So let's do new item, name, ID, and a slot. This is gonna be actually interesting. Well, we're gonna manage the slots and all inventory in C++, not here. So let's do slot ID here. So it's gonna be like 0 at the moment. So the C++ will handle which slot is empty and which is not. So let's do slot ID number as well. Slot ID, sorry, yeah. I'm gonna do slot ID. Oh yeah, let me see. Invalid expression. Slots. Whoa, that's weird. New item. Slot. That's actually quite weird. We can't pass slot to it, or we should be able to do that. Maybe let's see if we can do some quick stuff like that. No. That's what it was missing. Okay. So as you can see, it adds the slot, the E item to this particular slot, which is cool. And yeah, shit. Yes, it's pretty cool. If I tell it to be added to the second slot, we'll see if it works. Just some basic stuff. Yes, it is. Yes, it works. I mean, properly. Cool. Adding items to the quick slots, we're gonna handle much later when we handle saving and loading the game, most likely. But at the moment, it's fine. So we add the Blade of Fury here. At the moment, we don't have any functionality of this, so when I press or release it, nothing happens. Where obviously we want something to happen, so let's do it in item. So the reason why I'm doing these classes here is because you can just easily manage it on the separated files instead of putting everything in one file, which is pretty clean and cool. Okay, public. Oh no, not public. Actually, we gotta handle that here. So item on press function. And when we press an item, then we want to do something. So let's do item start drag. See if it works. That's what I thought. So basically, what we're gonna do is just simply pass this whole item stuff further. So let's do variable this item equals this, and let's do this item. So when I start dragging it, I can move it around a little bit. So as you can see, there is little square around it. So that's the transparent layer I added, which is I think really cool. But I just release the button, nothing happens. So we gotta stop it when item on release. And very important, you go item on release outside equals function. What that is, it's pretty much when you release the mouse cursor outside of the item, is still gonna affect it. This item stop stop drag. True, I think it was like this. So when I drag and drop it, drag and drop it, drag and drop it. Okay, we have to handle snapping to the slots. So now, so when we start dragging, we will have to actually, what we have to do, we would have to pretty much just, well, actually, let me think. Yeah, start dragging does not do anything, but the stop dragging, we will have to check if the slot is empty at all. So if, oh yeah, actually we're gonna do a loop here. Let me also check something else. All right. Okay, stop dragging, and we have to do the loop here. Variable I equals 0. I is less than number of slots actually, which we're gonna do like do main and quick slots or slots. Oh shit, that's actually quite interesting now. Okay, quick main slots, length, and I++, of course. So now if this item hit test main slots I slot, if the item is on the slot when we drop it, then let's say attach or main slots I attach item and this item. So when I should be able to drop it now inside of the slots, and it's snapping quite nicely. It's enough for us. The problem is where we have to check if actual slot that we want to drop it on is empty. So we're gonna do what we're gonna do. We're gonna go here, and so if it's over the slot, then if main slots I, you can do equals null, or no, sorry, slots item equals null, but instead of doing this, we're we're just gonna go here and do that. Okay. So that's the way to check if the actual slot that we're gonna drop it in is empty. So we're gonna drop it here, here, but we can't drop it back here. As you can see, it's not snapping to these slots anymore because we have to empty them out when we start dragging. Or no, actually, no. We're gonna do something different instead of this. So if first of all, we're gonna check if main slots I is different than, or let's say equals slot, which is slot that is assigned to this item at the moment, of course. Okay, one more thing. So we just nullify it to make sure it's, you know, okay. Okay, so the slot here equals slot that this, you know, item is assigned to. If we, you know, drag it and drop it in the same slot that we dragged from this item. So if we drag it from here and we move it around, and then we're gonna go back and drop it in the same slot, it should snap to this slot even if it's not empty, because it's not empty. So we're gonna do let's do this, or no, main slots I attach item, this item, and we're gonna return. Nothing else that we want to happen to be checked. Just snap it here, or snap it back there. Oh, it's not snapping back there, is it? It's not. Oh yeah. That's one more thing. So let's say, or snap it back here. So it does snap back here, but we have to also, when we already snap to some additional, like some next slot, we're gonna empty out old slot of this item. So let's get this this item slot equals, oh no, let's do empty. So on the slot we're gonna add another function, will be public function empty. So this way we're gonna do item equals null, and then here item slot equals null, and item also is, you know, zeroed out from here. So that's the way we're gonna be able to drop it. So we empty the old slot and add it to the new one. So now we should be able to put it back here. Yep, it snaps wherever we put it, even on the old slots that we emptied out before. Okay, cool. Oh, also here, else. So it does not check anything else. We don't need this anymore. Oh no, actually we can leave it, because we also don't want anything else later. So yeah, what about these slots, like quick slots over here? See, it's not attaching this item there. With this we would have to separate it. So if we want to have armor stuff cannot go in here unless it's some kind of shield, but for the like character armor things, they can't go in here. Also the I guess, well, some types of items can't go here. We're gonna be going back later when we have more types of items to the flash. There's no other way to do this. Um, but well, at the moment we have weapons only, so let's allow it. Let's allow it, but let's put some comments so we remember about that later. So let's put some comments. Quick slots will be able to store only weapons or only some types of items. So later we have to get back here and define what types of items it can store. But for now, for variable I, of course, equals 0, I is less than main slot, quick slots length, and I plus plus. And if this item hit test main quick slots I slot, then if main quick slot I I'm mixed up now. Slots I, oh yeah, equals this item slot, so it's exactly like it was before. Main slot main quick slots I equals, or attach item this item, and return. Else if now I'm thinking, okay, it's fine. Main, as if the slot is empty, we're gonna check it again. Main quick slots I, if it's empty, then this item slot empty, and main slots I attach item this item. It's actually also possible to make it more efficient, but this is clear at the moment too. So this should allow us to snap it also. Whoops, it's not allowing us to snap it here. Must be something wrong with it. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Trace. Just doing some quick debugging stuff. Why these things when I try to drop it over that slot? Okay, it is calling the stuff. If quick slots item slot. Else if yep, there is a mistake I made. So it should do item. Now we should be able to snap it whenever we want. Yep, or not. Whoa. Okay, so another mistake of mine. Quick slots. Of course, that's just obvious. So yeah, we are able to snap it wherever we want now, here or there. I think this is quite enough of functionality at the moment. We're gonna be expanding this functionality later, maybe, but we want to have also function that allow us to open up and close this inventory here, because this is gonna be here all the time, but inventory can be, you know, hidden and shown. So let's do another method for that. So let's do public function show and show boolean. So we don't have two methods, show and hide. We're gonna just use one method for this. So now a variable, not variable. We're gonna iterate through all of these slots for a variable I equals 0, I is less than slots length I plus plus, of course, as always. And now if a slot, or no, let's just do something simpler. Let's just do slot I show. Also, we want to hide inventory label visible equals show. So now this method we have to create in the slot. Okay, so public function show. Like this. Holy shit, what's going on? So I'm gonna do slot, or if the slot has item, then item visible show, show boolean. And also, no matter if it has item or not, we do slot visible show. All right. So from the very beginning, we want this to be actually hidden. We want this to be hidden where it's initialized. So here. And here we do the stuff like what do? We go inventory label visible false. We're gonna do what else do we have? We have all of these slots, so we have to do for variable I equals 0. Oh yeah, I am actually being stupid. Let's just do show false because this method handles everything. So yeah, it's gonna show and hide everything that we want. So as you can see, it's just right here. The problem with it is the reason why we have this weapon over there is because we firstly hide inventory and then we add item. With the add item, we have to do something cool here. When we adding item, okay, we'll have to pretty much, when we initializing item, we'll have to tell it whether it should be shown or not. So let's do item visible equals slot visible. So if the slot is hidden, the new added item will be also hidden. If the slot is not hidden, then item will be also not hidden. So as you can see, it's not there anymore, which is pretty cool. I actually can create something. Let's do some debug stuff. Debug. Let's do like variable debug one movie clip. Let's put it over there. Debug one equals root attach movie, and let's do we have already got this slot stuff, so let's do library slot.png debug debug one, depth root, get next highest depth. That's pretty much it. So, and we're gonna put it here. Debug one x x equals 10, and debug 1 y equals 10. So we have this. What's going on? Oops. Okay, so we have this extra shoulder. I'm gonna make it button so you can see that when I'm clicking it or something. So debug one on press function, then show okay, let's do just debug kind of a variable shown boolean false, I guess, on from the variable. Oh, you can do it here, like show. Oh no, we're not gonna touch this. Let's do just shown false. So shown equals shown, and then shown. So we're gonna be toggling it. Oh my goodness. Main inventory. Come on. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, so now when I toggle it, it's gonna show up and close it. This is for debugging, you know, so you don't have to do it in the Cryengine and deal with it too much. So yeah, and here, so it's not disappearing from here, as you can see. That's the proper way to do this. Cool. I'm gonna, when I move it to the Cryengine, I'm just gonna grab all of it here and comment it out like this. So in Cryengine we don't have this button over here. Okay, so but for now, for the debugging purposes, it's quite cool. Fine. What else do we want to do here? So we got closing and opening. The thing is that it would be cool if we can also remove the items from the inventory. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add another method over here. Let's do public function remove item, and either we remove either we remove item that is specified in some slot, which I think would be the best. Yeah, let's do this. Let's just do slot ID number. So from Cryengine, we're just gonna say, hey, I want to remove item from the slot number 5, and that's it. So let's do it. Let's do slot ID remove item. So here we're gonna add this method, public function remove item, and if it has item, then just simply remove it, because if it doesn't have item, then what would you remove? Yeah, so let's do like let me take a look at something. Okay, so the item has to have removed movie clip. Item remove movie clip, and we can delete item. And within the slot stuff, we're just gonna go and do this. Item equals null. That's it. That's pretty much all we need to do with this. So which item, where we have this item? We have this item in here on the first slot. But let's create another button maybe. Debug 2. Like that. Two. It's gonna be like 90 or 100. Copy this. So you just, basically take a look about all this stuff that we have. So when I press the second one, we want to remove item from slot 0, for example. Whoops. Main inventory. Okay. So we show up. You see the item in here. When I remove it, nothing happens, but I'm gonna move it here. So, bang. So we're gonna be able to remove this from Cryengine, which is cool. What else? What else? It works cool. Well, I think it would be fine if we would be able to also remove items from here. So let's just do another method that will be called public function remove item quick access slot ID number, and let's do quick slots slot ID and remove item. Okay, it's pretty much the same. Yeah, basically we're gonna try to add. Actually, I don't have to even check this, but the thing is that we can actually create some method like this. So for the debugging purposes, and maybe later we're gonna use it. So let's do it. Add item quick access. So quick slots. Oh, so that's the way we're gonna be adding items to the quick slots. So let's just try it out. We'll see if we can add some item. Add item. Sorry, not here. Add item quick access. And name would be Blade of Fury, because I don't have any other item at the moment. So 0 on the slot 1, for example, to make it look a little bit different. Should be able to add item here. Okay, cool. I can add. And let's move it in here. Let's do maybe main inventory remove item quick access from slot number 1. Bang. Oh, yeah, here. And this one removes it. So it works. It's enough to check that. What else would we like to have? Well, we would like to have actually, when I press 1 on keyboard or 2, we would like to highlight this slot somehow to know that this item is actually selected item. And it's fine. The thing we have to do about it is we're gonna grab the slot itself or item. I guess slot would be better. And open it up here and do just some simple color stuff for it. So let's do maybe greenish color like this. Doesn't matter really. Slot selected. Export it. That's it. Nope. All right. So I got this slot selected now. Add it to the library. Blah blah blah. All this stupid shit in here, and we want to add some extra functionality to the slot. Public function activate, and now we're gonna save a couple of things like depth number equals slot depth, get depth. Also variable name we're gonna save string equals slot name. Also variable x number equals slot x, and variable y number equals slot y. So we're just saving these things before we remove the root. Remove root, remove movie clip, and slot. And now we're gonna attach it once again. Slot equals root attach movie library dot plus yeah, actually we can do dot slot selected dot png name depth, and that's it. Whoops. And also slot x equals x, and slot y equals y. And also we want to be able to deactivate public function deactivate. So we deactivate this whole thing. Whoops, like that. Just a slot, which we're gonna use the normal one. Save it up. So we're gonna just use one of these motherfuckers here. The second one, let's say. Maybe one more method here. Let's do. This is also gonna be. As you can see, I actually put all of these Cryengine methods between in here. All of these are gonna be exposed to the Cryengine. So public function, function activate slot slot ID number. So actually this is gonna be exclusive to the quick slot. So slot ID activate. Yeah, so we should be able to do it from here now. Inventory activate slot number 0, let's say. Okay, here, bang. That's how we do it. And yeah, so we're gonna activate it. Also we have to have one public function to deactivate slot ID number quick slot ID deactivate. So one of these would actually, I'm gonna see how it actually looks like when I place it on the 0 slot and have item and highlight it. Okay, that's fine. I want to just check how this is gonna look like when I remove it from here. Put something like this: main inventory deactivate slot 0. Make sure that it works. Whip, bang, 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 bang. So that's how we highlight and dehighlight this. Mm, I guess so. I guess that would be it, because all this stuff we can control from within the Cryengine. The only thing is that we actually would like to have some. Don't need this. Okay, that's gonna be basic inventory here. Also initialize. We don't want to have this anymore. That's it. So it's empty. Nothing is here. Initialize will be called from within the Cryengine. We have to expose these methods from Cryengine. We have already one exposed, so we need more. We need all of them. All that we want to use, of course. I'm not sure how many there was, but initialize it's the first one. Then we have okay. So initialize the first one. Second one. This is naming for the Cryengine, so these names are important now. Add item. They don't have to match this, but you know, do whatever you want. Add item. Or copy and paste here. Add item. Add item quick access. I usually make them match these names because just later it's just easier to manage that. Let's remove whatever is inside. It can be a long process, you know, creating game on your own. It's not really that simple. So before you start criticizing these, you know, companies that they made a shitty game or something, then think about it before before say anything, because this is really really long process and not easy and very risky actually. Show remove item. Holy shit, I missed one. Yep, I did. Just put them next to each other so I can find them easily later. Remove item quick access. So show method as well. So the activate slot method and the activate slot. And now we have to call these ones from within them. So let's do main inventory dot. Let's copy and paste it everywhere we want. Alright, add item, name, ID, slot ID. Here, add item quick access, name, ID, slot ID. Also here, remove item, slot ID. The same story else here, remove item quick access, slot ID. And also here, show activate slot ID, deactivate slot ID. Bam, that's it. We exposed all of these methods. So initializing slot is something we don't want to have in the Cryengine, so this is Cryengine methods only. Yeah, let's maybe close it so we can see it a little bit better. Oh, what the hell did I do? There it is. Yep. Okay, so these methods will call those internal methods for Cryengine. Also, maybe let's put this comment also in here. And you could put all this functionality within these methods, but I think it's simpler to look at this like that. So it's very short. You can see, okay, this method is for Cryengine, this method is for Cryengine, and they call their callback methods in here. I usually do it this way, and really it helps me to keep it organized. This video was like more than 1 hour long already, so I'm gonna be finishing soon. Just to take a look in general what we actually did and stuff. Yeah, there's one more thing we have to do. We want to have the events that comes from that. So when you move the item from one slot to the other, you obviously want to have this called in Cryengine. So you make sure that it also changes within the Cryengine inventory, which we can achieve somewhere here, like here in item, I guess. We're gonna take a look at this, and okay, so when we press the item, nothing pretty much happens. So we don't care about this. But when we drop the item, that's where it gets interesting, and that's where we have to check this actually. So to do this, we would have to think about it. Like, okay, we drop it in the same slot that we picked up from. Then we do not change anything from within the Cryengine because it stays at the same slot, so we don't care. But if we drop it in some other slot, then we have to actually make Cryengine aware of this. So actually we're gonna make him aware before. Then fs command. Oh, actually, fs command 2. I don't know what that is, but if you have knowledge of this, then let me know in the comments. Fs command. We're gonna name it. We're gonna name it like. Oh shit. We're gonna name it maybe set item slot. Maybe let's do. And what we have to pass to the Cryengine would be the new slot number for this item and this item ID actually. But we could do like 2 events, but unfortunately the event can have only one argument here. You can't do second one. Cryengine won't see it. So we could do like send 2 events or something, but this would be complicated because of timing between them and stuff. So we're gonna do something with the string. I don't do it usually, but I think it's quite a good idea for the beginning. So let's do. Let's get this. Oh, let's do maybe here. Variable item to pass. It's gonna be string equals. So we're gonna get item. This item. What can we get? I think we could just create another variable here within the item. Let's do maybe variable item ID number. So item ID equals ID. This is ID that comes from Cryengine, so there will be nothing wrong with this, with adding it this way. So we're gonna do item ID equals item ID. Oh, sorry, not equals. So what we actually pass to the Cryengine would be item ID plus underscore, for example, plus the new slot assigned to it. So it would be I. Yeah, it would be I. Yep. So it would be like item ID like 10 plus underscore plus new slot. So it's gonna be 10 underscore 0 or 10 underscore 1. And in Cryengine we're gonna separate this. This is gonna be our delimiters to separate these things, and we're gonna grab those IDs and use them. Item to pass. Okay. We might do similar thing when we add it to the quick slots. Almost exactly the same. The difference will be here where the naming is set item quick access slot. Quite a long name, but doesn't matter. We have to separate them. They have to be different because the index will be like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 for these, and also 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 for those. And we want to attach them to back or something, so we want to have this here. What else? I feel like I forgot about something very important. I had to cut this video a little bit, so yeah, that's where we finished. And now, as I said, I just think that I forgot about something, but not sure though. Let me think. So we get adding items and removing them from there, and looks alright to me, pretty much. But what we got showing and hiding inventory. Obviously, we can always go back in here and do whatever we want to. But let me think a little bit longer. A touching item. Oh yeah, I think I know what we've got. What we forgot about. There it is. I'm gonna put this back. So what's going on? Debug. What the fuck? Show. Item ID. Oh yeah, okay. Then we have to do this item ID. Alright, I have to think about it. Okay, I fixed a couple of things. The thing is that we forgot about is in here. Like, okay, let me show it to you. Let's make it visible from the beginning, the inventory. Just to show you something. So the item is here, everything is fine. But what happens if I just grab it and drop it, somewhere? Okay, like here, it doesn't matter. But if I drop it somewhere, see, I drop it somewhere on the empty space. Well, we're gonna actually handle that by removing the item from inventory, and it's gonna be here. And when I drop it here, blah blah blah. Let's do return here. Return here as well, and else where we're gonna handle the returning item to its previous slot. So this item slot, attach item, this item, pretty much it. That should do. Bang, that's it. So if I do not put it anywhere here, that in the known area, okay, it's gonna just put it back to its previous slot. Well, the thing is that we would actually like to drop it from the inventory completely. Okay, so like instead of putting it back in here, we're gonna just simply drop it from the inventory completely. And how do we achieve this? Well, we're gonna grab this item, or we will see how we made the remove item function. Slots remove. Okay, slots remove. Well, we can actually use it this way. So I'm gonna get this item slot remove item. So it's gonna call here remove item blah 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 and remove the item completely from the slot, which is cool. And later, or before actually that, we're gonna send command to Cryengine drop item, and we're gonna pass probably the item ID. So this item ID. So this way we're just gonna tell Cryengine, hey, I wanna drop item of this ID. So we're gonna check which slot it was in the inventory in Cryengine, empty the slot, and it's gonna get removed here. So like this, bang, it's all cool, unless I do this, so it just disappears. Alright, so I just compile it, and that would be it for today's video, and yeah, see you in the next time.